Oh, great. Okay, let's start. All right, gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the Working in Teams module. Let me explain where we're going. So, where did we get to yesterday? Yesterday was all about understanding where the feedback comes from in terms of what lies behind it and actually getting your team styles feedback. Last thing yesterday, we invited you to look at your questionnaire and to think about this exercise of tick, cross, and question mark. So ticking things that, statements that resonated for you, that you think, yes, I can see that in myself. Putting a cross by things that you think, I can't see that. And putting a question mark by things that you perhaps weren't sure of or were uncertain of. What we're going to ask you to do very shortly is to share your thoughts in your peer development groups. Then we'll move on to the first of our presentations. Excuse me. And that'll be around the stages of team development. And I think it's you guys there are up for that. Great. We'll then do a practical exercise that's set up downstairs, which will build on yesterday. We'll move to thinking about, well, you know, in real life teams that we come across, how can we apply this for ourselves? And then we have the 2 further presentations. Last thing, obviously, we'll prepare for the next module. So, that's where we're going. Let's make a start. Could you be very disciplined about the time here? So you now have 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes, which will mean that you each have 5 minutes to talk about your tick, cross, question mark exercise and to run through that with your colleagues. Your colleagues' role is to listen, is to ask questions. It's not to start telling you about their questionnaire. So take 5 minutes, then another 5 minutes, then another 5 minutes. So you each get an equal amount of air time. Okay, let's begin. You may find it easier to pull one of the chairs in the middle back so that you can talk in a triangle rather than a line. So if you pull the middle chair back so that you can actually face each other. Okay. So that's your English version. That's the same, but in Arabic. And what I've asked people to do is to read it and think about the things that they recognise in themselves. Put a tick by those. Things that they don't really recognise, put a cross. And things that, I'm not sure about that, put a question mark. You won't have a chance to do that right now. Just get straight into the conversation with your colleagues. So.
Thank you so much.
So we were talking about what we are right, which one scores higher.
They will look at each one of them, will look at his own report,
Yeah.
and you will do a tick or cross or a question mark.
They should have done that already.
They should have done
They should have done that already.
Yeah.
This is about sharing their thoughts about their report.
about their own individual
Yes.
report.
Yes.
And they can see the Team Stars handout.
Yes.
They need the information.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And each one gets 5 minutes.
Yes, that's it. So,
What you said is generic. You take the rules.
you okay with what we're doing? So you're sharing your information. You have 5 minutes each to describe, here are some of the things that I recognise, here are some of the things I'm not sure about, to be listened to have your colleagues saying, what about that? Or even if you work closely together, perhaps saying, I don't recognise that in you, I see more of this. So all of that can happen. We have 5 minutes each. So.
So what we want you to do is share with your icons what we will do.
لا مو لكن انجينير.
Yeah, so what
تعتمد على
الخراط والتحويل.
Think on.
الزمن هذه ستة طبيعي.
Good.
Obviously not much of an understanding what it's about really.
I think they've got it fairly well over there.
I think there's two people in that group who have, so they'll help out with that. We'll explain that.
I don't quite know what's happening right here. I know that one chap's just got his feedback, so he's probably looking at it. There ain't a lot of discussing happening right here, but anyway.
So what I've done with the doctor, I've got his name now, I've given him the explanation sheet and said read this first and then look at your other, and he's done that, so he's on it.
He'll be fast on the uptake, that boy. So, tell you what, it's a bold move. I mean, furniture this colour.
You just get some bamboo shit, clean it.
That's right.
You've got to look at that.
I wonder actually whether it's worth having a look around for any skips.
I can tell you, I've got some great stuff chipped out.
I used to do a lot with John's partnership that's writing. Hang on. I used to do a lot with John's partnership with Victoria, which is right next to Knightsbridge, and the charity shops in Knightsbridge are bloody amazing, I'll tell you.
The thing in Malibu, you go to this stuff there, you look at the charity shops, it's like, Jesus. The stuff that's never been worn. You know, we're talking about designer dresses, they're probably about 500 quid. Somebody's probably bought them for a gala dinner, and then they're in there in the charity shop. You know. I couldn't possibly wear this again. Yeah, somebody, I think Alan was saying that people come from Santa Monica to go to the charity shop.
People probably go from bloody Solihull. Yeah, this has got to be the business. But I think next time around, on the leadership styles thing, we don't actually tell them hardly anything about leadership styles. We just give them the feedback. Because if we get into the six styles, we've got that big long set of slides, bish bash bosh. Now I know it's dead useful for them to be able to reference back to the whole of the thing.
I think the way you could do it, Andy, is give it them, and then if you are more interested.
Well, we haven't got it.
No, but if you were thinking about putting it together, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, but I looked at it last night. It ain't the same as the hay thing.
No.
We'd have to kind of make it up almost from the word go. So there's things like pragmatist and commander's easy enough. It's kind of somewhere between authoritative and coercive, but the others are a bit niche, really. Each of them's got a specific meaning. So I'm thinking by then they've kind of should have got used to this whole idea. We rely on the statements and say, you know, this time just use these statements. Obviously there's more lies behind it. This is talking about you. So and use that straight into almost more or less straight in 20 minutes doing that straight into these conversations.
I mean, what was that there was that he was obviously just misunderstood what had gone on yesterday, and so he seemed an expert in that, you know. So there's all that context yesterday, and there's all this booklet here which you've not obviously read or understood or anything.
Join straight in. People are just sharing in their group their ticks, crosses, question marks from yesterday. 5 minutes each. Okay, so. Yeah, let me show you. I think I've brought it. Let me show you what leadership style stuff looks like. I think I've got it here. Yeah, I have. Yeah, so there it is. That's the only page that they're going to get at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same format as the other stuff. What's likely, what's not likely.
Yeah.
I think if we aim to do colourblind and gridlock as the two principal exercises.
Next time round.
Yeah. Then probably do colourblind first, but do it with a good degree of setup again, high structure. That should bring out some of this stuff in terms of collective sense of direction, everybody having a part to play. If we then do gridlock the following day, we've got the radios, it's quite theatrical, that should bring out other stuff about how things can happen. I think we've got the basis there for a solid module.
So gridlock is a chess game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not electric maze.
That's it, yeah.
I'm getting mixed up with that.
Yeah, so it's a split up. So you split your directors, your
workers
liaison, and your
managers,
operator team. And I think if we use non-loaded language,
it reads it really absolutely to the point of where you think, well, we'll do this in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they won't.
we'll bring radios. I had a conversation with him yesterday about radios. Oh yes, perhaps we can. Well, we've got these things called Bravos. Oh, could we not use phones? We've got.
Just need to bury it in
we'll bring radios.
Because I've had problems with radios. So just stick it
In the hold?
in the luggage in there, rather than don't have it on yourself.
Yeah.
And have it in there.
I was reading on UK climbing last night, which I use for relaxation, like a kind of meditation. Somebody talking about getting stuff confiscated by customs.
Do you know the little tiny ones, the really little ones?
Yeah.
I would bring those rather than the big.
Okay, I don't think we've got any left. I think they've all migrated, but we could get some.
Because those are, the less threatening than those the sort of things that special forces use, and that's what they get upset about.
But anyway, this fellow was saying that he was bemoaning the fact he had a lot of stuff confiscated over the years, and somebody was saying, well, bloody hell, we're trying to do the jobs, so, and it had this typical UKC argument going, but he claimed that at one stage he'd had a rope confiscated, and the reason for it was that he could be a protester and he might tie himself to the aeroplane. Sure, I thought it was quite amusing. So
the only
even
thing I thought might be handy, and for those who want it, is that it isn't hard to cross-reference on the first thing that we got. So when you look back at these pages.
Oh yes, I see what you mean.
There's some connection there, so it might be working an effort just saying there's some pointers in there that might help them for those who really want to understand it. Because you can, I did that with my own from the.
That's a great idea, and certainly through the people thinking, feeling, drive thing.
So you had a thing yesterday up there.
Yeah, that's
I think we could do it. I think if it's that much there would be useful.
Okay, well that's easy to do. Relatively easy to do.
Where did you get that slide from, by the way? Was that an Era slide?
No, I asked Deborah to make it.
That's quite an.
Because I can adapt the one that Deborah's now made. It's just a case of ungrouping it. And,
so as an handout, something like that with maybe a sentence or something. To think where it would be.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Where would they sit in
And actually, if you look at a range of the reports, you just find one that's strong for each, and that's a complete description of it. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to check this one too.
I agree with all of them.
Yes.
But it doesn't have any
تراجعت فيك ما كنت تتوقع الابداع
and the weak point, it is really myself. I am not sure.
How are you getting on?
Great.
I think your colleague.
Young man.
I think your colleague here will probably need to move a couple of chairs back and bring your sides in so that you can talk together. Fellas, if you guys move back a little and get your two ends to move in so that you're not having to talk up and down the line, but you actually see everybody all of the time. So.
So you need all these skills in the team, and it's about
Because I'm going to suggest that we all get into the centre here and bring our chairs round, and that will be how we do your presentation, I hope. Will that be okay for you guys?
Yeah.
Do you need a flip chart or anything like that? Or?
I think it's better.
Yeah, okay. So. Yeah.
Because I think that's great, really, for explaining it, really. Because you couldn't read it yesterday, but I think maybe even an handout or something like that is really quite good. And I think trying to do that the same with the
that's a great
with a
idea.
few little notes like that might help, really.
Right, what I'm going to do next, I think, is invite them to actually get out here, bring the chairs out, and we'll get a proper circle of chairs rather than this business, and then we'll do our first presentation.
So I'm getting lots involved, that's kind of okay.
Yeah, all right. Right, let's do it. I'm going to ask him to bring the chairs in. Yeah.
So guys, we're going to invite you to we're going to make a circle of chairs around the middle. So we invite you to bring this chair around.
Bring your chairs in, fellas. So grab your chair, bring it round. Let's get it in here.
Yeah, so we're going to wheel the chairs around the other side.
We'll ask Mutaz to do some pretty nifty simultaneous translation, I think. Thank you. Lead the way, that's the one. Okay, fellas, here's what we need. We need you and your chairs.
Yeah, just form a circle.
ما عندي شيء. As a group?
You can just form a circle with this.
أنا ما أقدر دكتور لازم أوصل.
Okay, thanks very much for that conversation. It's those conversations are where a lot of what goes on this programme happens. It's not about what comes from the front of the group. It's the sorts of conversation that you have, and we're trying to build those conversations up so you're able to use them more and more fruitfully. Okay, we're going to take a pause now in terms of the team styles model. And we're going to invite one of the peer development groups to make their presentation topic. And I believe that the topic is the stages of team development. And I'm looking for that group. Okay, great. There's a flip chart there, fellas. I'm assuming that you'll do this in Arabic. And I'm assuming that if we find Mutaz, he can give us some level of simultaneous translation so we get an idea of what you're talking about. I'll go and look for him.
ممكن تكلم معتز اسمه معتز. بس من باب العلم ايش كان يقول عنه شوي. ويقول في جروب ده الجروب اللي مسؤول عن التقييم صالح.
لا مسؤول عن واحدة من presentation. What's the topic of the presentation?
This topic, I believe, is the stages of team development.
Who's handling stage? مين المسؤول عن staging of team development? حلو. Okay. نتوقع منكم تسووا presentation.
Before we start that topic, can I just position again, and I might invite one of your colleagues, perhaps yourself, to translate this, because it's easy to not understand what these peer development groups do in terms of the program. So let me describe again what we're doing. We're using the peer development groups to provide a higher level of conversation than's available in the full group.
الآن خليك معي. الآن في واحد منكم يتكلم. ممتاز. One will speak in behalf of the group, right? Okay. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. The peer development group of 4 or 5 people, we're using those groups so that people can have a higher level of conversation, a more valuable conversation than the sort of conversation that occurs in the whole group.
Okay, so خمسة حقين التطوير المفروض انكم دوركم انتم تعملون معنا ولا لا؟
اوكي حتشرحون البرزنتيشن. الهدف من البرزنتيشن انه مو بس تعطونا انبوت، انه يصير بيننا حديث ككل نتناقش فيه انبوت بدل ما يصير بس بينكم كجروب.
Sometimes we will challenge the peer development groups to create a presentation about something. We've done that this time. We'll also ask the peer development group to review together here, as we did in the last few minutes. The reason we are asking the peer development group to do a presentation or to undertake a small piece of work together, it lets us look at the part of leadership that is around holding yourself and holding others to account for delivering something.
يعني صار خلق معي هو يقول الآن المجموعة الأخوان ذول الله يعينهم دورهم مع الشرح إنهم بيشوفون يقيمون العمل بشكل عام عشان يتأكدون كل واحد هنا المجموعة يؤدي بالشكل الصحيح.
نوع من أنواع القيادة، نتكلم عن القيادة الذاتية في نفسك في نفس الوقت احنا كجروب حنتحدى الأفكار اللي أنتم تذكرونها من ناحية وش نوع قيادة أو حتى ممكن على أضرب لكم مثال إنه لو ناخذ إيش التيم ستايل and so on فما مبنية على واحد مبنية على عدة نقاط وأنتم كنتوا تشرحون الانبوت. I believe the best way is let them start, then we can engage, so it will be a better way to understand what's going on.
Yeah, the presentations are a part of what we're doing.
That's exactly what
We're trying to get 3 layers of value out of the peer development groups.
Okay.
First layer is better conversations because those people know each other better.
Okay.
Second level is we can use them to undertake tasks like presentations and provide us all with a topic. Second level. Third level, it's a leadership task in itself to have created the presentation and to have the experience of trying to get something to work when there are lots of obstacles. People's time, people's understanding, all of those. So there's 3 levels going on. Have a go at that.
حيكون على مبني على 3 محاور. المحور الأول إنه نبغى من هدف البرزنتيشن إنه كلنا we get involved نتكلم. المحور الثاني اللي هو I believe the second one.
الأول كان الجروب مع بعض لأنهم هم يعرفون بعض.
أوكي.
كان هذا الأول.
الثاني مع بعض مع الجميع. الثالث إيش كان؟
الثالث اللي
What was the third one?
The third part is we create a presentation.
أوكي. الثالث واحدة أنه جزء من التحدي أنت كليدر أنك توصل أو توصل المعلومة الناس مختلفة برا السيركل حقك من ناحية فهمهم ومن ناحية أنك تحافظ كذلك على الوقت وغيره I believe the time and as well understanding, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Over to you guys.
Is it possible, because for our group we made an infographic, can we show it? Or you don't need that?
When it comes to your opportunity, yeah, by all means, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So.
Okay, we can start in Arabic.
Yep.
Sure. It's about الموضوع حكينا عن تكوين الفريق. المرحلة الأولى هي مرحلة التشكيل. تشكيل الفريق. هذه المرحلة تبدأ عملية التعرف بين الأعضاء عادة. أعضاء الفريق المشروع. ثاني شيء بناء الثقة فيما بينهم. دائما لما يكون فريق جديد ما يعرفون بعضهم البعض فلازم الواحد يبني الثقة قوية وبالفريق اللي معه. دائما يكونون كمان غير متعايشين مع بعض فيحتاجون للتعايش مع بعض عشان يكونوا فريق قوي.
I don't want to tie you down by translating, so I would like to have an idea of what's being said, but I don't need it moment by moment. Okay.
موضوع اتصال حجم المشكلات تكون كبيرة شوي اللي تقابلهم في بداية تكوين الفريق دائما تكون حجم المشكلات كبيرة. يصرف الفريق جهد كبير في البداية. في بداية الأمر دائما لما نكون فريق أو شيء جديد لازم make hard effort. المجهود يكون كبير في البداية بعدين تبدأ عملية التسهيل. تحتاج في البداية إلى التنظيم والترتيب والتدريب وإعداد عقد الالتزام ووضع مرجعية للفريق. هذه في بداية مرحلة التشكيل. ونروح للمرحلة الثانية.
طيب.
He was talking about the first thing, how to build a team, how to build a team, and he was saying that the team need foreplay and planning and training to establish a team at first stage.
Okay. Then هذا الموضوع على انه البرفورمانس وهذا بيكون الوقت اللي بيمر فيه او المراحل اللي بتمر فيه الفريق. فعندنا 5 مراحل. عندنا اول شيء فورمينج.
Excellent.
نتكلم عنها الاستاذ
That's exactly what we wanted.
بعدين عندنا بعدها تجي عندنا ستورمينج اللي هي المرحله الثانيه اللي هو مرحله العصف اللي نتحدث عنها الان. ثم بعدين بتجي عندنا النورمينج نتكلم عنها وبعدين عندنا performing وبعدين عندنا joining. في المرحلة الأولى بدأوا يتعرفون على بعض، يحاولون يعرفون يعني وبتكون مرحلة هادئة شوي فيها نوع من المجاملات. ثم لما يبدأ العمل ويبدأ النقاش تبدأ مرحلة العصف. المرحلة لو قسنا الأداء بيكون بالطريقة هذه بالمستوى هذا. ثم في مرحلة العصف يبدأ ينخفض شوي أداء الفريق. وبعدين يبدأ يرتفع حتى انه ينتهي عمل الفريق. ومرحلة الستورمينج اللي بالطريقة هذه اللي مرحلة يكون فيها نوع من التنافس. كل شخص يحب انه يظهر ما عنده. كل شخص يحب انه يعني يتولى دور اكبر. تكون افكاره هي اللي تمشي. فبيكون في نوع من الكونفليكت او التنافس بين اعضاء الفريق. بعد ما يتعدون المرحله هذه تبدا الامور تتحسن شوي ونتكلم عنها زمنيا، لكن المرحله زي ما ذكرنا في نوع من التنافس، نوع من يحاول كل شخص يفرض نفسه، فبالتالي تتطلب جهد اكبر من قائد الفريق. يعني قائد الفريق في هذا المرحله يحاول انه يعني يوافق بين اعضاء الفريق، يحاول انه يعني يوازن بين ارائهم، ما يفقد احد، ما احد يكون يعني يتاثر.
معلش في اي مرحله قلت؟
ستورم. نتكلم ستورم. بيكون فيها تنافس في الاراء، يكون فيها شويه خلافات، كل واحد يحب انه يفرض رايه، كل واحد يحب يفرض وجوده، فبالتالي يكون فيها تحتاج من قائد الفريق انه يكون متواجد وتحتاج منه جهد اكبر. يمكن هذه اكثر مرحله يكون فيها الانتاجيه منخفضه، ولكن الجهد من القائد تكون تتطلب جهد اكبر.
Because in the performance of the group it will be going down at that stage.
تكلمنا عن الموضوعين، هذا الوقت، هذا مثلا يكون تايم، ويقول هذا performance. يعني
الرسم الابداعي.
That was so good, even I understood it in English.
Guys, from what I can understand from that, that is exactly what we're thinking of when we ask for these small presentations. It was concise, it was 5 minutes, it pulled in all of that area. I couldn't fault it, really. How long did it take you and how did you organise yourselves to research that?
If you allow, I think it is like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But my colleagues will continue.
Okay.
My colleagues will continue.
We're still going?
Yeah.
Okay. Be brief. It was a 5-minute presentation. Do be brief.
المرحلة الثالثة هي مرحلة النوم، هي مرحلة التجانس أو مرحلة التآلف بين الفريقين. بس إن عليها في مرحلة النوم. بعد مثل مرحلة الستورمينج والفورمينج كان فيها نوع من العصف.
It's stable.
كل واحد حاول يبرز
More than storming and
مرحلة
forming.
مرحلة النوم كل واحد حاول يتعود على الآخرين.
in this stage, the relations between the members of the group is like very good at that stage because they know each other.
وتقدم مصلحة المنظمة اللي هو فيها على مصلحة الذاتية. كذلك بإمكان من في هذه المرحلة الانتقال هو راح يكون بناء مهذب. أيضا في مرحلة النورمال هذه سيكون الولاء الوظيفي إن صح التعبير للعاملين عالي جدا يعني. يكون الفاصل التجاوز والتعاون وأصبح يكون بعض. أيضا الولاء هذا سيجعلهم يعني يبذلون المزيد من الوقت والمزيد من الجهد يعني. واخيرا في المرحله هذه النورمينج سيكون تركيز عالي على الاهداف وعلى الوصول الى النتيجه.
They will focus on goals at that stage.
طيب احنا يمكن الاخ اللي مسؤول عن المرحله الثالثه او الرابعه غير موجود. انا عندي المرحله الاخيره اللي مرحله انهاء العمل. كنا بدينا في بدايه نعمل مرحله الريكشن والان ديسمانتلينج، قاعدين نفكك ونعيد الوضع على وضعه الطبيعي. طبعا هذه المرحله قد تكون شوي مأساويه اشبه بالحلقه الاخيره يعني في كل مسلسل. مرحله فض الفريق، مرحله اعاده الوضع الى ما كان عليه، وفيها جهد الصراحه لان الاعمال بالخواتيم في الغالب او دائما نكون في النهايات نحاول اننا يعني ننهي الموضوع باكثر حرفيه حتى ما يكون في اي خلل بالمنظومه. بعد ما تاكدنا من انتهاء جميع المراحل الاربع حتكون مرحله الانهاء مرحله نهائيه لاعاده الوضع على طبيعته. ف يعني هي قد تكون الحلقه الاخيره من مرحله التشكيل. هيكون فيها نتائج، دراسه النتائج، دراسه يعني الريزلت ان وصلنا، وقد يكون فيها كونكلوجن واعطاء الملاحظات والنقاط النهائيه للمشروع. هذا بشكل عام. طبعا المنظومه هذه تسمى توكمان، نظريه توكمان، ومقسمه الى الخمس مراحل موجوده اتوقع على النت الاخرى. والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته.
Spot on, guys. That's really, really spot on. Here's a thing I thought of while you were presenting. If we accept what this model tells us, and most people do accept it, and we accept that this is a healthy and important stage in the development of a team, which of these team styles would find it most uncomfortable to be in that storming stage? I don't think so. I think the catalyst, remember, is challenging, dynamic, thrives on pressure. That person or that role would probably find it very comfortable to be in that storming, no, I want this, no, I don't think that's right, hang on. Of course, a storm doesn't need to be highly heat and light. It can be simply people challenging a norm. But who would find it least comfortable to be in that storming environment? The doer? Yeah, I think the doer would be, hey, you know, just want to get some discipline here, and what's going on could be uncomfortable. Yeah, I think the facilitator more than anybody, because they're concerned for team relationships. This can feel quite a challenging thing. I don't think you're right. That's a storming challenge. I don't think you're right. That's another storming challenge. They're both the same in terms of process. That was great, guys. Thanks very much. Right, we're going to go on now to do a practical exercise. We'd like to have essentially the same two groups that we had yesterday. Now we have a couple of people who weren't with us yesterday, so they can join a group each. But could you get into those groups if you remember what they were? We don't remember.
5 groups or these?
The 2 groups, please, that worked on the practical exercise yesterday.
يا شباب اللي كنت معي علموا
I was absent.
Yeah, it's okay. Just join a group so that we don't have too many people on one side or another. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. So. Okay, let's see our 2 groups. Where's our line? So this is one group here. Hello. And this is another group here.
This is group 1 here.
Okay.
This is group 1.
Now, because we have an uneven number of people, we'll just split it a little, I think. So let's end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could we have
2 groups.
2 people from this group to come over here? Then we'll have 7 and 6, won't we? Yeah. So a couple of people to come over that way. Just 2. Okay. 6 and 7. There's another. Okay. So if that colleague knows that they're joining this group, can somebody tell him? Right. Now, we'd like to have several roles. We'd like to have somebody who's going to take the leader role, preferably who hasn't done it before while we've been working with you.
No.
Not the same person, a different person. And we'd also like somebody to take an observer role, which I shall describe. It would be good if that person didn't do it last time as well. So we're sharing out different roles. Just have a quick conversation about who's going to be leading this exercise and who's going to be the observer to the group. Okay, do we have leaders?
Yes.
Then, if the leaders go this way.
You could bring something to write with, that would be great.
Do we have 2 observers?
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right. I'm going to brief the observers with all of us so everybody hears what I'm going to say.
لكن بدون ما نتقدم ممنوع حلو حرك الدائره ولا زي امس ولا ممنوع مثال ناخذ الادوات دي ما في احتمال هذه نحاول ان نلاقي طريقه بحيث ان كيف نمسك الشكل ننزله في المكان المخصص نشهد كل اللي تخلص تمام عندنا يا اخوان 20 لما تطيح وحده من هذه الادوات لما تطيح وحده من هذه الاشكال تطيح على الارض عندهم جزء بلنتي ينزل كل شيء بيدين لمده 30 ثانيه بعدين احنا ماشي هو اللي يجي
يعني احنا نشتغل
هو يشيلها ويرجعها مكانه
يعني ما نشتغل هي زي ما هي
اذا كان زي كذا لما تطيح منها احنا نقدر نرفعها بايدينا صح؟ لا ما نقدر كيف نقدر بالادوات خلص عشان يمكن في نقطه القاعده الاولى ممنوع ندخل الثاني القاعده الثانيه ممنوع المسجد او جزء منه او جزء منه كل اللي مسموح لنا نستخدم ادوات الشمسيه نتعرف عليها الان بحيث نمسك من الشكل هذا ونحطه في الشغل الناس. شيء طبيعي اتوقع انه بيطير. لما يطير عندنا التزام انه عقوبه انه ما ننزل كل شيء. كل الادوات اللي في يدينا نزل. هو يجي يرفع يسدنا. بعد 30 ثانيه موصل. كل اللي مسموح لنا 20 دقيقه. الان 20 دقيقه نحاول ناخذ اشكالات ننزلها فيه. كامل. طيب حسيا كذا نقدر ندخل خلاص انا انتهيت الان خلاص ما في شيء يجي لا يتذكر 10 دقائق قديش ما تصير بعدين تروح تتغدى رياض التحدي كيف تطلعها من جوا؟ اي الان احنا بنشد الحبل لما تنزل كيف تطلع الحبل؟ انا اقول لك هذه واحده
علشان يساعد الخشب انا مساعد المكان موجود جميل الشد لو يشدونها يكون الرملتين تمسك طيب هذه ما تزعل لما احنا ندخلها الرملتين لو شدت نشيلها من فوق لو شديناها بشكل كبير الرملتين ما راح تفك الرمله الخشب ما راح تزحف شديناها ممكن نشيلها من فوق لازم ندخلها داخل الحجم حاولي بس فيك
Got an audience as well. This guy's great. It's just Ali straight in.
هذا واحد اللي في النص نقدر نستخدم النص اسمع هذا الشيء اللي بعد كشاف لا شيء
We should tell them this originated in our work in the nuclear industry, which it did. And if they'd like us to work with their embryonic nuclear industry, we're very happy.
And they are radioactive.
We put this together years ago when we were working in the nuclear industry, and we wanted to work on site at the Sellafield site So we're doing this business of exclusion zone, can't go in it, got to move these shapes, because it was simulating what they were actually doing to shift fuel rods in the. It was fascinating, saying, you know, hey, if we had a chance to mock this up outside, but we haven't. We have to go straight in the hot zone to do this with, you know. We might need a ruling over here shortly.
Guys, that's 30 minutes. You need to put everything down.
Okay guys, you got a minute.
يا جماعة شفتوا مهمة الربع؟ شفت الربع؟
الحين لكم تسووا اللي يقوله، أنتم محذرين، ما سويتوا فكرتي، ما سويتوا، حبل واحد. هذه المشكلة. حبل واحد كذا. هذا الفكرة هذه ما بتمشي. فكرة حلوة بس يبغالها نتيجة. طيب إذا خلاص ما دام إنكم شايفين نتيجة خلونا يلا. الفكرة حلوة بس يبغالها.
Can't do that. 30 seconds left.
يعني بتساعد على المسك صح. صح.
10 seconds left. Oh, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're off.
ايش فكرتك في الربع الياباني؟
أنا أقول.
Yeah, 1 minute. Because they're not.
30 seconds, I said.
Oh, okay. Well, they knocked it over. So.
So say once you stand it knocked over, we'll stand it up again.
And there's 30 seconds. Okay.
30 seconds. Yeah.
Well, we can't even heard that anyway. So.
Yeah. Going inside the circle.
This is interesting. You're using one of the tubes. Yeah, so knock over or going inside the circle, 30-second penalty. Okay. What about leaning over? Okay, right, good.
Yeah, it's because we're restricted. Normally it would be a problem. So they did ask what the people that used before, and I was saying, what's that? I said,
Careful you don't lean over, guys. Careful you don't lean over. There's the germ of that same idea here, but they're doomed to failure unless they get a twist in it. Careful you don't lean in, guys. You can't lean in. Okay, 30 seconds.
لا الطريقة هذه ما خلاص. طيب ايش الفكرة الثانية؟ الفكرة الثانية أنا عندي حبل واحد شباب حبل واحد نزل من دون عدة من دون عدة شباب نزل بس خلينا نفهم فكرة كذا ممنوع داخل ممنوع لا انا الحين مو داخل صح يديني كذا ممنوع كذا يوقفك 30 ثانية
5 seconds 4 3 2 1 you're off again
هذه بسيطة كان عطية وين هذه
That's it, guys. Think about alternatives, options, contingencies. Chances are, if somebody looks towards the other team, what are they doing? How are they doing it? That would be a fairly sure sign of a networker type behaviour. So how would you do it?
I don't speak.
That's all right. So, I think making an elastic drop over.
Circle?
Yeah, to grab it. But there are lots of ways. This could work. Could work.
The rope touches the ground?
No.
Because I think Ian was. Yes. I think Ian
I'll
was.
just check. Ian, are you penalising the rope touching the ground as well? You've not done that? Okay. The rope's okay on the ground. So.
اسمع قربها من الصندوق بحيث انها تقدر طيب شلون انا نفس الطريقه شوف ساعدكم لان لو ارتكزت على الصندوق
Careful you don't lean in, guys. Careful you don't lean in.
لا تقرب من الدائره لا انت لازم لازم يصير نفس الفكره يلا سوي الفكره عشان نوازن طيب يلا لا انا مش هسيبها اذا طاحت ثاني ما في مشكله بس دقيقه بس شو ما يضر معك اي خليها اكس شوي شد شوي يلا تعينوا متسلم اوكي واحد يوم منها مو مشكله ما شاء الله واحد يوم منها
Oh, unlucky. 30 seconds.
خلونا نركز الفكره هذه شوي طيب معنا خلونا
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're okay again. They seem determined not to use a lot of the options that are available at the moment.
Some people I gave them two correct.
Yeah, good. Yeah, excellent. What we'll do with this, well, I'll explain later what we'll do with it. So.
أنا يا حنزة عيش
وسعها اقدر استخدم ما تجي له في الدائره اقدر استخدم هذا مين جاي مربع
Interesting.
بس يدك بقى خلنا واحد والله كانت الفكره الاول وسع لا حلوه هذه كويسه
Go on, guys, keep your heads, keep your heads. Keep your heads. Oh, it's desperate. I can't watch. I can't watch. Go on, you can do it.
لازم واحد من هنا واحد من يا شباب مهندس لازم واحد من هنا واحد اسمعوني علي علي يا شيخ قاعد لف مني القانون بتاعهم تعال يسمعوني بس ما تقدر كثير علي ايوه ممتاز تعال علي
واحد يكون
واحد يكون ايوه سريع يا شباب
Yeah. This is great. Options, fantastic.
قسم بالله بس
Go on, guys. Don't lean in, guys. Don't lean in. Don't lean in. 18 minutes. Fantastic. Just 2 chords now. Just 2 only. Yeah, pick off. Yeah. Keep going.
ايوه نواف يلا اقرب انت اقرب
30 seconds. Use your time. Talk about how you're doing it. This is great. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're on.
3 minutes.
Gently does it now. Just 2 chords. Fantastic. Fantastic. Third one's difficult. It's not equal-sided. Hey! Keep going. Fantastic. Gently does it. Yeah, you got it. Go on. Again. Again.
لا تأكد. يلا
Look down on it. Yeah.
لفوا كذا.
دقيقة لا تجد لازم نطلعها. لحظة نوقف. انزل شوي. يلا الحين نوقف. شوي بسم الله الآن كويس.
In the nick of time. That's great. So, fellas, we'll review this. We'll review this after Salah. However, that was great. And what was great about it was you changed idea. You let go of something and started something else. I thought it was great. Okay, fellas, we need to have a break now. Can we start again at 6:30? Would that be okay?
Okay.
Yeah, 6:30. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you. It will help if you sit in the 2 groups with your observer. So the 2 groups with your observer will help a lot.
قصدك كذا يا دكتور صح؟ والله لا قصدك كذا يا دكتور.
الله يخليك على راسي. عارف انك مبتلى شو تسوي الحين؟ اقعد المحل
نقول بين اشتغلت بالتمرين.
حلو. الجروب اللي كان فايز هنا واللي ما فايز يكون الحمد لله.
سهلها. تمام الجروب اللي قبله.
I mean, this is going to be really useful. I mean, this piece of paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Workbook and the handout will be helpful.
لو لازم ناخذ اوراق
مش الثقة بالنفس.
Great, we'll start. I think there's a couple of our colleagues going to join us. We'll start. Well, I think you'd have to describe your shape sorter exercise as a glorious success. That was really great to watch and be part of. What we want to do now is to use it as a way of bringing the team styles even further to life. So first of all, you each have a piece of paper, I think, on the chair. The observers won't have a part in this piece. They'll just think to themselves. But I'd like everybody else to have a think about what 2 or 3 of the ERAS roles do you feel you occupied during the exercise, you yourself. So it's answering that question. Which, only a maximum of 3, it might only be 1, of the different ERAS team styles do you feel that you occupied during the exercise? And write those style titles down. So if you need to use your handout, well and good. If not, just write those titles down.
So we are talking about a team or?
No, you're talking about yourself.
Okay.
Yourself, yeah.
So this is not a personal observation about yourself.
Yeah, that's really important. It's about yourself. I'll take us back to that earlier slide if I can.
So this is about yourself. This is the observations about yourself. Yeah. So not for other people, for you. For you. No, you're just thinking about yourself. What did you do in the exercise?
So very much a reflection on yourself. I've put the 9 team styles slide up if it helps. Okay, so work quite quickly on this, please.
Just, I mean, it has to be 3, not less than 3.
So
3, not less than 3.
It can be less than 3, but no more than 3, please. It could just be 1. 1, 2, or 3.
I mean, it is about yourself. I'm just thinking that this fits into red, blue, green.
Yeah, it does.
Criteria, isn't it, as well?
They're all coming from the same roots. They're all a bunch of mates, you know, George, see, they're all a bunch of mates, college mates. Okay, have we all got 1, 2, or 3 roles or styles that we felt we occupied ourselves? Great. Ian, could you just attend to this a second, guys, please? Attention a minute, otherwise you'll miss this.
Yes.
Attention a moment.
يا شباب مع الدكتور.
Just attention closely for a moment. Ian. I was watching you during the last few days of work with you. And I think that I've seen you operate as a networker. I saw you speak to people at the check-in and find better seats for us. I have seen you here negotiating with people about resources. The other thing I've seen is a lot of the doer behaviour. And the thing that struck me about the doer behaviour was I felt tremendously practical and reliable, and that loyalty and you're always there. You're not going to not show up. So those are the two roles that I most saw you in.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's what we're going to invite you to do now, okay?
Not with me.
Not with him. With each other. Your observers are going to participate in this. The difference for the observers is when they put the labels on, they will mark with one of the felt pens here a blob, just a circle or something, so that you can tell the difference. And what you're going to do is be able to compare what you thought of your self-perception, which you just did, with the views of others who were involved in the task, and the views of an observer who was asked to stand off and watch what was happening. So you're going to get some valuable information. The way that we'll do this, I have lots and lots of those labels here. So take a little bit of time to come and grab labels, and then have a think about your colleagues that you are working with. A question?
Yeah. So we have to do this for each one?
Yep, that's right.
For each one, 2 or 3?
One or two, I suggest, is maximum, really. Okay. Yeah. So this will take a little while, and we'll afford the time to do that.
So it's just the people who are in your group?
Just in your group, and just about that last exercise.
Yeah. The observer,
as an observer, then
I'm
not expect them to put any label, right? Because I'm an observer.
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct.
So no labels in the observer?
No labels on the observer.
What about the leader?
Oh, the leader, absolutely, yes. 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 Okay.
The observer is when you put a label.
I do it for someone, or just the observer do it for me?
No, your colleagues also will do it for you, and you will do it for each of your colleagues.
Oh,
so, yeah. But it will not be a big conversation. It's about putting the labels in. Yep, so you'll need lots of labels.
Who was the other observer?
This gentleman here.
Yeah. So I'll give you a tomorrow label.
سبع صنايع محمد
If we get this going, it'll be great. I'm not sure it's going to necessarily get going.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is good. In the sense of getting in there and holding people accountable. I think that could be our key to crack the whip for us, really.
I just realised that the guy technically disliked it, isn't he? It's a light atmosphere for me. I've just got to focus in on this guy. He's also actually writing on who's giving who's what.
Yeah,
so.
Really fantastic. Actually, first time when I go there, I said, no, it's not going to work. What can we do with these ropes? It's not going to work. Then suddenly things become to work. So it's really amazing.
And I think that's the power, the synergy of a group
Yes.
is that, and I said to the leaders before they went down, you may not have an idea. Look at this. So you've got to trust them and told people that they will come up with an idea.
And that's what happened هذه علمي اسمها
هذا خبير.
هذا هو المنفذ.
I do it for the observers.
Yes, for each of your colleagues. So, don't take too long thinking. Get into action. Best moment yesterday was the hands-on feedback. Best moment today? We're sticking labels on each other. It's fantastic. So, and I've worked with groups who have just refused to do this. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If it's not a safe enough atmosphere, then it doesn't work. And that's what lies behind all the conversation yesterday, to be honest, with Dr. Youssef about, look, if we blow it in terms of relationship, we're not going to be able to do what we want to do. So.
So guys, 2 more minutes maximum. 2 more minutes to do this.
I mean, it is okay. I put quite a, there's another 10 minutes in my mind aside if necessary, but I agree we need to keep the pace on. I'm wondering if what they do with them is stick them on their folder file with their feedback in it. So.
Just real fast. If you ask the leaders, what do you think? Then you get the thing. I think the sentence, okay, so what are you taking away from what's happening? In one sentence. I'm trying to crystallise it with you.
Yeah. So I'm not concerned about our man over there. He doesn't seem to have plugged in at all. I haven't got much of a conversation with him, but I think I'm going to... the risk of opening something up that I can't shut down, I might do and ask him. Respect the fact that he's exercising his choice. He was part of it. He was part of the group that I was with, I think. No, he wasn't part of that group. He was part of the other group. Oh, I see. So maybe he wasn't. Yeah, fair enough. Let's respect that he's making a choice and take the safe way out. Well, the fact there's nobody putting anything on it as well.
I mean, they're pretty inclusive, aren't they? Deliberately.
Yeah.
You were very busy.
It's difficult if you put them on the back. And it gets difficult. Okay, another minute, folks. Right, we'll get a conversation about patterns now, and then we'll move on to leader feedback. So.
There are some patterns.
This is what I want.
Yeah, good.
This is what I want. What do you think? Who was with us?
I didn't see much of you because I was watching. Yeah. So. Good. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, fellas, if we could invite you to find the full Okay, so get them onto either your folder or something similar, a piece of paper if necessary, so that you can see pattern. So you're going to have a conversation in your peer development groups, not in the 2 task groups, but back in your peer development groups. And the conversation is going to be about this. It's going to be about your own perception, that's what you wrote on the piece of paper. Other people's perception, that's what some of the badges that you're wearing is about. And the observer's perception, that's what the things with colour are about. So you're going to compare and see if there's any pattern developing. Okay? You can use, if you wish, page 7 in your workbook. That's asking you the same things. It also asks you at the bottom, were there any gaps or collisions in the group? What I mean there, if you look at the group as a whole, the task group, were some roles not there? Was there not, for example, a critic? Were there too many catalysts? I think it was an example of very high performance. I would be surprised if there were many gaps or collisions, but that's one part of your conversation. So cluster around, please, into your peer development groups now and have a short conversation with everybody able to speak for 3 or 4 minutes about patterns between the feedback and their own perception. Okay, is that clear? Does anybody want to reiterate that in Arabic for me?
Could anybody just in Arabic explain?
الهدف الهدف من التمرين بعد ما تاخذ الفيدباك كل شخص رايه فيك تقارن مثل ما سوينا بالبدايه، انت كيف كنت تشوف نفسك وكيف الناس كانت تشوفك. بعدين بنشوف هل في باترن، هل في ماتش ولا في مس ماتش، يعني هل في فعلا قاعد تطابق مثل ما الناس تشوفك وانت تشوف نفسك ولا في اختلاف. حاله ان في اختلاف ممكن نتناقش فيها. اوكي.
Great. So, sort yourselves out. Groups up. Yep.
Yes.
So it's peer development groups, please.
Peer development groups.
Peer development groups. Yeah, it's the fives. Yeah. It's, guys, it's peer development groups, not the task group. Peer development groups. So you're going back to the family. You're going back to your group of five.
Whichever works for you.
Have you seen what we've got now? Bloody hell.
We should be a bit lighter. All the
So be disciplined with the time so everybody gets a chance to talk. About 3 or 4 minutes each. This mood has gone. I think if we get the question, what are you taking out of this, in the peer development groups, discussed, and then we just ask for some examples. So everybody's spoken, but we don't hear everybody. So, I can't remember his name, but the boy who was talking about how wonderful it was, great. He's the chap, the ethical leadership PhD.
I think what we could start doing is peer development groups. Just say it by initials, and you get used to that. So when we say
ABC,
peer development groups.
Oh, PDC. I see. Yeah.
So because that's where you get. It is hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am in this group. Is it the group? I think they've probably got it now. The more we use them, the better.
Yes, if we were doing this again, it would be worth almost having a glossary, really. So here are some of the concepts and things. Have it in Arabic.
In fact, I'm going to learn the peer development groups in Arabic. It's a bit interesting to do.
Yeah. Best of luck, right.
So we're going to say the key learning point, takeaway.
Yeah, key personal learning point from this. We need to somehow value the observers a bit as well.
I don't know what the back of my head looks like. I've never seen it. But you do. So you can tell me. I can say, I don't think so. But you know, sometimes people tell us we call it a blind spot.
Ian, the back of your head is bad, awful. That's not very helpful to him. That's not very helpful because it's just your opinion. It's just your opinion. If, on the other hand, I say to him, Ian, the back of your head is about the same colour as the rest of your hair. It's quite thick hair, and the back has been tapered down, so it's in a V. That's not my opinion. That's what I've observed. He has choices. So I didn't know it was a V. I want it square.
Right.
Much better than saying, "Hey, that's bad hair." So.
We've got a presentation, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, two presentations.
Yeah. Be all right, I think.
No, I think it's good. I think this a little a bit about what I'm taking away.
Very fast. I see a lot of the positive qualities that are embodied in a facilitator role in yourself. In particular, I see that you're actually looking out for us, not just in a kind of get the job done way. I think your capacity for holding on to detail is a really important characteristic we've come across. And this discipline of doing it, being reliable, is something that stood out to me and to Linda. So I should like to give you those as team roles.
Are you familiar with the Myers-Briggs? Yes. So my wife and I'm a P and she's a J, and we are both on the very far end of the scale. But she is definitely a P.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, how would you say you develop We're done now.
Okay, that's good. So,
Can I take a break? Not a break, tea.
just hang on a second. We'll have a break, but... Okay, folks, have we finished that round? Yeah. Fantastic. If you just turn... Oh, well, let this foot finish.
Okay, so that.
Okay, great. Do you need to take a break in the next few minutes? No? Okay, great. In that case, let's just have one more part of the conversation. Say again?
I said we don't need a break. Hopefully we can finish earlier.
Surely, yeah.
Okay.
We'll have one more part of this conversation, and then we're going to move on to another of your group presentations. And the last part of this is to have another peer development group conversation. Go on, give it a go.
So when the conversation will be in your Mesh Mahad, Tetwiya Ala Karam.
Arabic word.
Does that work? It doesn't work.
It's Mesh Mahad, Tetwiya Ala Karam.
مجموعات تطوير الأقران.
The conversation is a simple one. The conversation is a simple one and probably quite a quick one. And it's for each person to declare something that they are taking away from this whole exercise, from beginning the shape sorter briefing through to getting this feedback. So something that is a personal takeaway, a personal learning of some kind from the last hour and a half, 2 hours or so, okay? And it's to declare that to your colleagues in the peer development group and to hear what they have to say about their personal learnings. So it's quite quick, shouldn't take longer than five minutes or so. But if you go back into those peer development groups, could somebody just summarise what I've said in Arabic? I'm looking at you guys. But, yeah.
Drifted away.
Just to tell me one sentence about
It's a conversation in peer development groups where each person tells their colleagues something that they are taking away from the last 2 hours. A personal takeaway, some personal learning.
نفس الجروبات اللي تو قلناها كل واحد من نفسه يذكر شيء واحد خلال الساعتين اللي فاتت تعلمها. اوكي؟
مع الجروبات
Yeah. So back into your groups.
شكرا.
Then I reckon we'll take a break.
I'm getting there.
Finish the program, he speaks Arabic.
So we run this for 5-6 minutes. Then we take a quick break, and then we blast in the 2 presentations, bish, bash. Then 15 minutes in groups again, and goodbye.
Yeah, and I think that's good taking a break. See, the people who are doing it to just get whatever they need. Because somebody said, can we use the board?
I can't see us using those labels again, so we'll just destroy them, I think. Well, when they're not complete, it doesn't work. It's only cost, cost 10 bob to run them. I've been disciplined with myself, and I've put seeing the point firmly in those boxes and tied them up.
Sometimes definitely less is more.
Yeah. Well, this is one of them.
Luddites, they were a nightmare to work with. Surely she would just... It's a bit like Linda when they've turned up in the course, it's like, and Linda's still selling to them. Linda, they're here, they pay for it, you don't need to sell them anything else, they've come. Page 12.
I reckon page 12 in the workbook's what we do last, and we get them 5 minutes solo, and then straight into peer development groups, 15-20 minutes. Read out what you said.
And then just to say, are you going to give the peer development groups?
Yeah. I think the presentations that I've got in plan are here. No, there. Sorry. Yeah, it is. Definitely. They're on here, so let's do it.
I'm actually thinking...
On the pad?
Yeah, on the pad, and handing it to them.
Yeah.
So, you want a bigger pen?
Yeah, I'll get a bigger pen. And it's a bit like saying, you're responsible for delivering this, and we'll...
So with Hershey and Blanchard, I was having a conversation with Matt there.
Yep.
So he's kind of on the ball with it already.
Right.
So it might be worth giving that to his group.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that.
I don't know how we're going to arrange that, but yeah.
We'll just sort this somebody else is doing it, so. Take the names as well of the person who's to offer the top leaders as well. It's a bit more accountable.
Yeah, do that. Right, we'll break this up and... Well, actually, that's not while we're talking. So... Should we ask for the Arabian perspective on leadership challenges to be in English? And shall we ask? Yeah, look, let's ask the people we pull out, let's ask our leaders. So look, these are the 4 topics. Can you quickly divide these up so that... Right, let's so if we restart again at 25:2, yeah, it gives them a quarter of an hour, or 10 minutes. Yeah, or 10 minutes would be to past. Not long enough.
Okay, guys. So, sure, absolutely.
That's a good sign. Absolutely, that's a good sign. Wow. Yeah, this is the formula. This is what works, isn't it? Look at faces.
And I think it's that. I think you've got each time we do it, we've got like 10, 15 golden minutes, and that's the thing to do. It's about their noise.
What Stefan Bockam won. How my life has changed in the last 18 months.
What's this?
Well, my last 3 emails are from people in Germany or Rome, and I'm studying the Riyadh. You know, it's like
international businessman. As I said to Janet about this, I said, this worked out, be good for my CV. And she's like, yeah, you're right, you really need it, don't you?
Working on my CV.
At the end of my career.
Excellent.
I'm 60 next week, you know, it's my birthday on Tuesday.
It's your birthday on Tuesday? Is it really?
60.
Oh no, it's 60. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't realise it was.
How old are you now?
I'm 59, I'm 60 in May.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it? You know, I was on the phone before I came out talking to bloody pensions people, having conversations about what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, you know, it's like, really, I just found it really chilly.
I just can't. Yeah, I don't know, I think I somehow find it dirty. So.
Okay, guys, so we're just going to give you a quick 10-minute break, and we're going to start back in 10 minutes' time, so you turn to the break or whatever you need to do. 10 minutes. We have a presentation when we come back. Which group is going to do their presentation? Our group. Your group? It's great. So when we come back, if you're ready, you can to do that. 10 minutes. We have a 10-minute break, and then we're going to come back. And thank you very much.
Good.
Have a flash.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Actually, the easiest and quickest way might be to email it me rather than flash drive it.
Do you want me to email
If you email me, I'm online here. So, yeah.
You have an internet in your laptop?
Yeah. So it's andy.gill. Let me show you. This means we don't have to worry about. Right, there you go. Take that. So.
I'll just take it real quick now.
You know what I'd do? I'd just line up your 4 people.
Yeah.
And let them all that in front of them. And take a photograph of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
And put that up on the next module.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
That's, So which is your presentation, by the way?
7 habits.
7 habits, great, okay. Then we'll put...
With the palm trees, is it the dates? Or is it for the palm oil?
No.
For the dates, yeah. But for cooking, do they use the palm oil? You don't. No. You don't use.
Will it come? It'll take a minute to just update it at lunchtime, but turn it off again.
5, that's right.
Right, just take a moment.
Is this your work laptop, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
Just waiting to...
Yes, it's updating the inbox. It'll take time. Connected to Microsoft Exchange. Yes.
There we go. Great.
I sent it using not my work email, my private email.
So there's 2 potential images here?
You download both of them. The one I'm looking for is the summary sketch.
Great.
This is just to list down the 7 habits, but the actual one that what's important to me is this one.
Now, how can we get that as a JPEG? What we can do is we can just copy it here, can't we?
Can we download it? Control.
Okay, can we not just take it off that? Let's just have a go at that. So copy it off that and see if we can put it straight in the slide.
Yes, please. If it works, that's convenient. Okay, but how's the quality? Okay.
Okay, the quality is not fantastic.
No, it's okay, as long as they can see the topic, I'll explain. Okay? Can you give me one minute? I just need to...
Yeah, play back there, yeah, sure. If we can't fit it neatly onto a slide because it's portrait format, then you could just put it on the screen like that. So it's not in the confines of the slide.
Okay, so do you want me to open it in... you want me just to save it in the desktop and open it in the desktop as an image?
It might be easier, mightn't it? You might get,
it will be
do
definitely
that. So,
easier. But as long as you don't mind.
no, it's fine. It's just. Yeah, that's well. That looks pretty good.
لازم تسلم لي اياه بشكل ولا يهم تسوي لي سربرايز.
Yeah.
I'll get you to do 2 more, please.
We're soft. Perfect. Thank you.
Because I'm a visual, I don't remember words, I just remember it. So that's why I put the infographic. It's more actually what's matter is they just need to understand each one. This will just
Have you, he's a very readable book. He's a book based on this. It's very, very readable, very easy to read.
I use Audible, so I can hear them when I drive.
Oh yeah, there is definitely 7 hours audio stuff.
Yes. Well, sort of. Anyway, I'll show you.
Very pure English language.
Yes.
I've filed them carefully away.
Oh, that's so the archive, right?
Recycled. There you go.
Yeah, thanks. I don't live there. I live maybe 80 mile away. 80
يبدو باقي شوي بس برزنتيشن
I haven't got copies of handouts. I've got copies of sample things, and I can we profiles. Yeah, well, we can email them to them. Now they've got them. What we just have to be careful is they go to personal email addresses. Yeah.
Are we about to start?
Yeah, I think we're about ready to start now. I guess the tape probably stayed downstairs, did it? No.
So we're about to start that. Nicest training rooms I've worked with. For the kids.
These chairs are excellent, actually.
It's almost things now, you know, Janet's stopped working, it's every 3 years, every 5 years, you get this chair with the backs and all, because they really work.
Yeah.
You get your badminton, you get your phone, you know, all sorts.
All stops.
But we have managed to get a stack of paper that's been collected.
So the criteria was a 10-minute presentation, not a 5. So we'll declare that this we'll have a shout at 10 and not be too.
Shall we ask the Shabab, Victor? Yes, really, Professor.
I think Shabab means friends, I think.
Yalla Shabab.
Shabab means friends?
Yeah, friends, guys.
Guys,
Yeah,
okay, Shabab, yeah.
But some of them are not Shabab. They will be happy to say young people. They are not young, but they will be happy. Okay, we are young, so...
Yeah, okay. Right, are we all met? There we are. Okay, fellas, we're looking at a presentation now about Stephen Covey and the 7 habits of highly effective people. We're going to have some conditions on the presentation just to make it tighter, which is that 10 minutes is the allocated time. We're not going to go at 10 minutes, but I am going to cough loudly at 10 minutes.
No, we'll do it less 5 minutes.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. And I'll shut the outside door as well because there's a bit of noise coming in there. So. Guys, we're starting right now.
في 4 أشياء ضرورة أن الإنسان يساهم بتعليته في نجاحه في الحياة. واحدة منها هي
Presentation is happening, so please.
We'll say it in Arabic. Okay. We'll present in Arabic. بالعربي. بعدين we will say briefly the term in English and small definition, so you're assured that what we're explaining is good. Okay. We're not explaining something that's not in the board.
Yes, whenever you're ready. Start. مساكم الله بالخير جميعا. الفريق عندنا في العادات السبع ستيفن كوفي. جميل. العادات الاكثر اشخاص اكثر نجاحا انجازا. على السريع نحاول ناخذ لقطه سريعه على العادات السبع اللي يتكلم عنها. الاولى بيراكتب كن مبادرا او شكرا لك. كن مبادرا او كن فعالا. طبعا في البدايه لازم نعرف ان ستيفن كوفي لما كتب السبع قسمها الى 3 اقسام. الثلاث الاولى للشخص مع ذاته ونفسه، الثلاث الثانيه الشخص مع الاخرين، ثم الاخيره لشحذ المنشار في الثلاث السابقه جميعها وبمهاراته بشكل عام. الاولى تكلم عن كن مبادرا. الفكره في كن مبادرا ان الانسان مسؤول عن ذاته، انت المسؤول الاول عن ذاتك، وتكلم فيها عن الفعل ورده الفعل، وان غالب الناس يكونون في دائره ردة الفعل، بينما مفترض أنك تكون أنت في دائرة الفعل. الأمر الثاني يتكلم عنه أنك أنت المسؤول الأول عن كل سلوكياتك، بمعنى لا تلقي اللائمة على الظروف، على المشاكل، على الآخرين. أنت المسؤول الأول عن نفسك، فكن مبادرا. الثانية begin with the end in the mind، ابدأ والنهاية في ذهنك، بمعنى أنه انطلق من النهاية. أنت إلى أين تريد أن تذهب؟ فيقولون إذا لم تعرف أين تذهب فكل الطرق تؤدي إلى ما تريد، لكن إذا أنت تعرف وين تروح فلا بد أنك تختار الطريق اللي تعرفه. لذلك دائما يضرب مثال جميل جدا ستيفن كوفي، يقول تخيل نفسك في وقت جنازتك، من تريد أو ما هو حجم الحزن اللي تريده في محيط أهلك فقط الحزن، ولا بيكون في محيط أصدقائك القريبين، ولا الحي اللي تسكنه، ولا المنطقة اللي أنت فيها، ولا الدولة اللي أنت تعيش فيها، ولا تأثيرك وحزن الناس على فقدك بيكون على مستوى العالم. يقول هذا بيساعدك في تخطيطك لذاتك في المستقبل. فأنت لما تخطط تعرف أنت وين تبي توصل أثرك. الزملاء بيكملون الباقي.
شكرا محمد.
يعطيك العافية.
ناخذ عندك دور.
النقطة الثالثة بعد ما غطينا كن be proactive و begin with an end mind زي ما غطينا، نبدأ في النقطة الثالثة اللي هي put first things first، ونقصد هنا الأولوية، بمعنى واحدة من الأساليب إنك تعرف إيش الأولوية عن طريق الأهمية، وواحدة من الطرق أو المبتكرة اللي هي ما مدى أهمية وما مدى احتياجه أو الارجنسي. فدائما في اي مهمه في اي شيء دائما ارجع لنفسك واساله هل هو فعلا مهم، ومتى هل هو مهم على الان على او المدى البعيد. فput things first. الرابعه وهي think win-win، ونقصد فيها انه فكر، لا تفكر بس في مجال نفسك او في مجال الشركه، فكر بشكل اوسع انه يكون دائما في نطاق نجاح لك وللاخرين. حتى كثير من المدراء او الليدرشيب ينسونها، دائما يوم تجي وقت النجاحات يفكر في نفسه انه هذا نجاحي انا، وينسى الاخرين ولا ينسى المشاعر عشان يوصل لغايه الهدف. فافضل شيء انه يكون في بالانسد، يكون في وين وين من الجهتين، within the team within حتى الشركه او غيره على حسب المهمه. رقم 5 حيشرحها اخوي رياض.
رقم اللي هي العادة الخامسة، هي تلخص بجزئين: افهم تفهم. على جزئين. افهم، كن منصت على أساس أنه أنت تقدر توصل المعلومة. طبعا هي على 3 محاور، تكون الفهم والإنصات العميق والحوار الواعي. الجزء الأول اللي هو افهم، كن منصت دائما. بعدها ممكن أنت تشكل أو تحور للشيء اللي أنت تبغى توصله. يعني أبغى أوصله بطريقتي أنا أفهم، أجمع المعلومات، أوصلها بطريقتي بحيث أن المتلقي يستفيد أو يكون ملم الجزء الثاني اللي هو أنا كيف أفهم. طبعا تتضمن المشاعر، تتضمن أني أكون مبادر، مواجه، بحيث أني أنا إذا ما فهمت، إذا توجه لي نقد، أفهم بصورة ثانية أو بصورة مختلفة حسب اللي قدامي أو مشاعر الآخرين. فالنقطة السادسة بس. الله
الأخيرة اللي هي التضافر، تضافر الفريق، كيف أن يكون الفريق متضافر. هي مبنية على القاعدة المنطقية، الكل أكبر من الجزء. فكل ما كنا فريق نتعاون احنا بنصير افضل من جهودنا كفرديه. لابد ان نتعاون، نعرف نقاط قوه بعضنا، فبالتالي نتكامل، لانه ما في شخص كامل. فبالتالي كل نقطه قوه عندي تكمل نقطه ضعف عندك، ونقطه القوه عندك تكمل نقطه الضعف عندي. فبالتالي نكون فريق متجانس متضافر يستطيع يحقق اهدافه اللي يخطط لها.
طبعا اخر نقطه وهي sharpen the saw، او احنا نسميه شحن المنشار، او بالاصح هنا نقصد فيه جدد طاقتك، بس هم ضربوها في مثال المنشار، انك تحد المنشار. وهذا واحده من الاساليب ك proactive او productive هابتس، انه بين فتره وفتره انت تطور من نفسك، من ذاتك، عن طريق مثال ان اخذنا لهالدوره. اكيد جزء من المعلومات اللي مذكوره قد اخذتوها من قبل، لكن يوم تتعمق فيها وتجددها حتحفزك، حتخليك بشكل اقوى او محفز. فهذا هنا نقصد فيها 7 نقاط للانتاجيه كاي، او 7 اهم هابتس لموظف، خلينا نقول منتج. احنا نحب
infographic, it's creative. So they did this infographic.
Yes.
No. 2 milliseconds.
I'm just wondering if there's anything just to what we've done today, really, particularly 5, 6 and 7 really, 6 really.
Sorry.
The last 2 days, doesn't it?
Would you like us to give you a quick brief in English what you covered?
No, I think that it's clear from what we did understand from the graphic that you've absolutely taken the topic thoroughly. It would only be wasting your time for us to hear that. In terms of linking it up to what we've been doing today, it strikes us that this area about seeking first to understand and then being understood is so fundamental as a leadership skill and a way that you can operate, and is often difficult when your focus is getting the job done. But when your focus is getting the best out of the people around you to continue to develop and grow their own capability, then it becomes clear that seeking first to understand and then to be understood is so important. The whole aspect of sharpening the saw and actually investing in yourself, investing in your own growth as well, fundamental. And I would say that what you did with the badge activity, I have worked with groups occasionally, not often, but occasionally, who have just refused to offer feedback to each other because they haven't been generous enough of spirit. If you can translate that would be great.
The
implementation, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean the action of offering feedback to one another.
Like what we did.
Yes.
يقولون
Yes.
اشتغل مع جروب كثيرة وكانوا ما يعطون فيدباك يعني وكانوا يمدح ما شاء الله علينا تعاوننا وكرمنا.
This is an investment in here, I think.
Yeah, and I think very much.
So it means that we are good.
No, yes, absolutely. You're open.
Yeah.
I think sharpening the saw is all about where you are now. It's about taking your skills and developing them even further. And this is the essence of what we're doing. Yeah.
But you never get there. You never get there because you're always moving on. So thank you very much for that. That was great. Now, we have the last of the presentations today, which is around 3 social motives. I think it would be... Could you do a very fast human knot or something similar? Could we get away with that? A human knot? You ever do that? A quick icebreaker of some kind, whatever.
Maybe probably do it with two groups.
Should we try it?
Yeah, okay.
Right, guys. So that we break state and we're not just still sat down, we'll take a little risk.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Yeah, do that. We'll take a little risk and do a very short whole activity. You'll need to be on your feet and listen carefully.
So you need a partner. One partner. So you have a partner? Yeah. And, so everybody has a partner?
Yes.
There's one solo here. One solo here.
We're going to do it together. Me and you. We're the team. So it's very easy. It's called 1, 2, 3 is the exercise. We do it 4 times. And all we're going to do is count to 3. And I will start. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, only 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. So you've got to do that 4 times. You can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you've got to start again. Okay? There you go.
Do you want to keep walking around and I'll do it? Oh, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Next round.
Like we said, gentlemen, like we said, it just keeps moving forwards. Please listen in now. Let's have your attention.
Next round.
Attention here.
Next round. This time, no ones. Instead of ones, we have a clap. So we'll do this. Okay. Okay.
مرتين هذه يمكن لا لما يقول واحد يدخل مكانه صفق اذا سمعت الصفق يعني تقول شوف
اوكي سو 2 3 2 لا 1 لا 2 3
واحد
Okay, you start. 2
3 1 2
You start again. 2
3 2
3 2
3
3 You got it. You got it. So. Okay, guys, it just keeps getting harder. Listen in.
Next round. This time, no twos, no ones. So we have ones, twos,
are a staff.
Hello.
You ready? No. So 2s are a staff. Yeah, 2. So you start with the clap. Three. I say 3. 3. 3. There you are.
هذه واحد. هذه اثنين.
Okay, okay. 3.
Okay. Start, okay?
Okay, start.
3.
3. Ah! Do we have a winner? Do we have a lucky winner?
One more round. Last one.
نمبر 2
1s, 2s, and for 3s, you have a little dance.
والله اول مره ايش
الجيب كله هذا سامي
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, fellas, you have mastered it to a very high level, so thank you very much. If you want to take a seat again.
Some very good dancers.
Okay, so we've come to our next part, which is a presentation that is around 3 social motives.
مشكلة مع بوس بس على المقام.
Big boss. Do you need music or the lights down or?
طيب الحقيقة أحب الثلاث النقاط اللي ذكروها تأملناها بعمق وقلنا نختصرها لكم بعمق أكثر. الجانب الأول أنا أكتب صيني الله يعينكم اللي هو الجانب الأول اللي هو الاحتياج للإنجاز. يعني عندنا جانب احتياج للإنجاز فيه عدة جوانب نبغى نحققها أو نجاوب وش الأشياء وكذا بعطيكم تساؤل حتى يكون يعني فيه تشاركية في المعلومة. وش الأشياء اللي دائما نبغى نحققها في احتياج للإنجاز؟
تحقيق الذات.
كيف؟
أحقق ذاتي بقدر نفسي.
بكيف؟
عندي هدف خطة لها بداية.
جميل. واحد منها بالأشياء اللي تساعدني أن يكون فيه هدف بلان واضح رؤية واضحة بوصلة أيا كان سموها كما تريدون بوصلة هدف أيا كان تبغى يعني ما نبغى نختلف عن المصطلح من جانب كثير. أيضا من الأشياء اللي تساعدك
المدة، الوقت.
الوقت وحجم الإنجاز اللي نبغى نحققه، حجمه، مدته، أيضا
مكافأة.
العائد من هذا الإنجاز. العائد أنت شو بيطلع لك من الإنجاز؟ والله أنا الإنجاز هذا بيزيد دخلي، بترقى. زين.
رضا عن نفسه.
رضا عن نفسه وش يجي منه؟
راحة.
ارتياح.
مثلا ارتياح، هذه واحد من العائد. كل هذه يعني تقدر تحطها تدرجها تحت وين؟ تحت العائد.
ممتاز.
زين. أيضا وش الأشياء اللي تساعد من الاحتياج للإنجاز؟ واحدة منها خلينا نختم بها حتى ما نطيل، لأن الحديث عن الإنجاز طويل، اللي هي قضية القدرة، أو ممكن تحطها في جانب آخر اللي هو الإمكانيات أو الممكنات. وش اللي يحتاجه سواء كان في تحقيق هذا الإنجاز. طبعا الإنجاز كسقف يعني أنا أرى أنه ممكن نفصل فيه، لأنه ممكن نقول أن الإنجاز ممكن يكون أداء، وممكن يكون إنجاز، وممكن يكون نجاح. هذا ما نتحدث عنه، لكن قد يكون في جلسة ثانية ممكن نسولف عن الثلاث تفصيلات هذه. طيب السؤال الثاني، الكويشن نمبر 2، الانتماء، الاحتياج للانتماء. وهذه أيضا نبغى نتحدث على الأقل احنا وياكم عن 3 أشياء. وش الأشياء اللي تحقق الانتماء؟
الراحة، التقدير، العائلة،
التقدير، أيوة، هذا يدخل تحت التقدير. يدخل تحت التقدير.
المعاملة
تدخل تحت التقدير إن حبيتم.
التطوير.
المشاركة في الهدف.
جيبها أكثر.
الرؤية.
تحقيق الهدف ممكن.
من الأشياء ممكن نحطها تحت أيوة المشاركة. أيوة من القرارات، صناعة أو المشاركة في صناعة أو في بناء القرار أو اتخاذ القرار. طبعا هذا فيها عدة تسلسل، لكن خلونا نقول المشاركة في إيش؟ صناعة القرار. هذه أيضا من اللي تزيد زين جدا جانب الانتماء. طيب أعطونا واحدة ثالثة.
سمعة المنظمة أو حجمها.
أحسنت، سمعة المنظمة، زين، أو سمعة فريق العمل. والله المنظمة فيها سين وصاد مثلا، أو إكس فلان، أو المنظمة يعني اسمها عندنا في الشرقية لما نقول أرامكو مثلا، زين، وهكذا يعني على سبيل المثال. السؤال الثالث، الاحتياج للتأثير. وش ممكن ناخذ منها؟ يعني كيف أصبح مؤثر أكثر؟ التأثير. أما يعني أنا مو واضح لي عاد في السؤال هم يقصدونها كمنظمة أو كشخص، لكن أنا أقبل كل الطرحين. طيب واحدة منها عشان أساعدكم، قد هذه تكون متقاطعة فيها، واضح؟ طيب خلنا ناخذ واحدة ثانية قد تكون متقاطعة فيها. كيف أصير مؤثر أنا؟ قد يكون لك احتياج. نعم،
داخل المنظمة.
أما داخل المنظمة أو أنا كشخص أو ككيان.
الرغبة بالتغيير يعني.
وجود الرغبة. أحسنت، وجود رغبة.
المبادرة في التطوير والتحسين والإحداث.
المبادرة هذا لما يكون على مستوى وش يصنع المبادرة؟
أنا ممكن انا احتاج، انا ممكن اكون ابغى اكون ممثل، بس لازم ابادر، لازم اطور من نفسي، اطور من ذاتي، كذا ممكن
ايضا خل اختم بها، وهذا يجي على الكيان. زين، احنا قلنا صناعه القرار نفسه سواء على مستوى الشخص او مستوى الكيان. الرغبه، خل اختم بوحده حتى ما نطيل ونكون حققنا الهدف من 3 ساعات. الدور، تفضل. الدور، ان يكون لي دور. فذلك تجد كثير من الاشياء اللي في قصه التاثير، اسمحوا لي اضرب هالمثل شوي، اكثر شيء يزعج الدول وهي تفتخر به، زين، ان لما يكون لها دور تاثير في مكان، منطقه معينه، ولا في مكان معين، ولا في جانب اقتصادي معين، ولا في رفع البترول، ولا تنزيل سعر العمله. هذه من ابرز الاشياء اللي يحرص عليها، وهي يسمونها دائما مناطق ايش؟ التاثير، او نقاط او عناصر التاثير. اذن الدور. شكرا لكم، سعيد اني قدمت. انا فقط نيابه عن الفريق، ولا الفريق عندهم اكثر من كذا.
بيض الله وجهكم.
الله يحفظك.
قلت ما في قلوبنا.
والله ايه، والله ما ادري وش ايش يقول؟
يقول انت احسن واحد.
Why we've chosen the topics that we've chosen. So pretty clearly there were some links with Stephen Covey to what we're talking about in terms of leadership, of course. Why did we choose this particular topic? Because these motives lie behind our behaviour, influence our behaviour, our choices of what we do. However, I'm just going to write some terms up that I know these things by, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So I know this, I think, as achievement.
Yes.
I know this as affiliation, or loyalty is good, but affiliation, yeah, the need for relationships, the need to belong, yeah. And the bottom here, power, is how McClelland first described it, and then he broke that down. It's fascinating stuff, that McClelland's research. He broke it down because power meant too many different things. And he broke it down, and impact, wanting to make an impact or have an influence, for good or for bad, and reckoned that that was the most powerful motivator. And if you were trying to create motivation in a working group, if you could find a way of getting people in here, then you've got a powerful tool. Right, here's my question, and you may have to translate this. There are 2 guys on a golf course. Okay. They're playing golf against each other, and they're trying really, really hard. In that instance, what must their motivation be? What must their most dominant motivation be?
اثنين يلعبون جولف وقاعدين يركزون قوة، وش أكثر دافع لهم؟
The first one, achievement.
How many votes have we got for achievement? Stick your hand up if it's achievement. Quite a few votes for achievement. Do we have any votes for affiliation?
Achievement.
Another achievement there. So lots of votes for achievement. Any votes for affiliation?
If they like golf, I think that will be part of affiliation.
Okay.
But if they don't like it.
Any votes for power? A vote there. Okay. It was a slightly trick question.
كان السؤال هذا لحد ما في خدعة. في خدعة.
You can't tell from the information I gave you what motivated people. I told you about a behaviour. They were trying hard.
وخبرنا عن سلوك. وبالتالي مثل ما خبرنا المعلومات في نقص، هذه المعلومات غير كافية أن نعرف وش الدافع الحقيقي لهم.
Perhaps what lay behind that behaviour for either of them was wanting to do well against their previous performance, or perhaps not. Perhaps what lay behind that behaviour was wanting to have a great day out with my friend and knowing that he wanted to really challenge himself and the relationship.
يعني كان الدافع الواحد انه ينجز شيء او ينجز ضربات او يحقق سكور اعلى من اللي سواه قبل، تحدى نفسه يعني انها مره تمريني افضل ونتيجتي افضل. يمكن يكون الدافع لا انه يبغى انتماء مجموعته وربعه انه بس يعني ملتحم معهم ويؤدون اداء جميل.
Or these two men on the golf course, it was a leader and one of his team. The one of his team wanted to feel that they had some influence, so they were trying very hard to have an influence over the other. You can't tell. The fact they were trying hard, you can't tell. What you can do, though, when you're working with your colleagues, is you can think, the pattern is that this person seems to get motivated by these sort of things. This seems to be important to them. So you can start to build a pattern and an understanding, but not from one or two pieces of behaviour.
Yes. يعني تطبيق هذه على بيئات العمل تحتاج انك تفكر وين الدافع، لكن ممكن ما يكون جزئية واحدة. Could be more than one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to build a sense of pattern.
يعني الحين يكون ميكس أو خليط من أكثر من حاجة. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That was brilliant.
Can I just add one thing to that? So, as well as me, it's a really useful thing to think about the people in your team. But the next time you make a decision on an individual basis, ask yourself, why are you doing it? Which one of those are you trying to fulfill? So next time you do that at work, ask yourself, why am I doing this and which category am I trying to fulfill?
حلو. يعود الكلام الجميل اللي قاله مهندس موسى محمد، يقول لما تتخذ القرار المرة الجاية اسأل نفسك وين الدافع الحقيقي؟ لأن معرفة تصميم الدوافع يعلمك بالضبط وين توجيه ودرجة التأثير.
Because answering that question goes back to coding, sharpening the sword. Because it's the start of understanding yourself.
لأن معرفة هذه الحقيقة يقودنا إلى العادة السابعة عادة ستيفن كوفي، الإشارة بين أو سحب المنشار أو تجديد الطاقة.
طبعا ستيفن كوفي عنده 8 عادات اللي حقها وليس 7.
لا أضاف واحدة يا أخي.
أضاف واحدة. من عم يعرفها يعني الفعالية للعظمة. زين اللي يقول لك إلهام الآخرين.
He said that Stephen Hawking had added another habit.
Yeah, you did. To 4 circles, yeah.
So he's saying start 7, it's actually 8 now. And 8th one was
من الفعالية للعظمة.
So he linked the other 4 circles to
من الفعالية للعظمة إلهام الآخرين.
What we're hoping.
Spiritual was the.
Yeah.
But you wrote a book for
What we're hoping in our choice of topics to invite you to present is that there are some people in the group who know something about that already, perhaps quite a lot, and that there are some people who don't know very much. Can I just check that those topics that we introduced, if you think they were appropriate and they offered you something to hear in the presentations, just raise your hand so we get an idea. Yeah, so broadly, yes. Okay, that's great. That's great. Just.
السؤال يقول لك في بعض المواضيع هذه قد مرت عليكم، في بعض الناس جديدة عليكم، إذا تحس إنك استفدت منها جديدة عليك ارفع يدك. إذا سبق.
It is not a new, but we learn.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Good.
خلاصة كل
أنا من الناس اللي عنده صعوبات تعلم التكرار.
Okay, this is almost the last thing we're going to do tonight. No, it's not the last thing. It's almost the last thing. I'd like you to grab one of your workbooks, please. Work in your peer development groups on this. Get yourself set up and I'll tell you what it is. Okay, this is the conversation, this is the process. You'll see that here on page 12, you have some questions. It says, what 2 or 3 team styles am I most comfortable in using?
Which page?
Page 12. Page 12. You got it? Yeah, that's great. So a series of questions. That's last time round. That's module 1. So, what I'd like you to do is to think and perhaps write for 5 minutes, and we'll give you a shout after 5 minutes, individual, solo, personal reflection. Not working with anybody else, solo. And then, when we shout in 5 minutes, we'd like you to share in your peer development groups the essence of what you have written for no more than 3 to 5 minutes each. Okay? So the first bit is solo, and then there's some sharing. We will give you a shout after 5 minutes.
Could you explain somebody? On team styles. Yeah.
Fooled me that somebody in the module 1 workbook over there and probably started looking for page 12 and this was disastrous. Are you familiar with this term, flex my styles?
Yeah, I mean to change.
Yes, that's right, adjust.
Adjust.
Yeah, that's right.
Doctor, if we can have, if there is a place or a website, we can learn more about the games and it's very helpful.
About the games?
Yeah.
There isn't really a website. I can hopefully point you. Let's have a further conversation about this when we're not doing this.
Okay.
Perhaps we're in the Lake District, and I can point you at some sources of information. Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah, I mean, I should have probably thought about valuable to flex my style.
Yeah, flex is just trying to explain.
At least 2 people have got it, so we'll feed it back into the groups. Adapt. So that's Peter Drucker, is it, in Arabic?
Yes.
Hey, great. It's,
it was impossible to try to get the original copy here in Saudi Arabia. But they normally, this is a set of homeworks we give them on a Saturday. So when they come for the Saturday session, they have like a week or 2 weeks. And they must read this book.
And has that part of the programme started? Have you? So they've done how many Saturdays?
The same as you guys.
Oh, I see. So they are working the next day.
They will come in.
Right. I kind of knew that was the intention, but then when we, the last time round, we thought, well, and the reason that we got confused is thinking for a while that Othman was part of our group. Don't ask why. It just all got confusing. Yeah, I understand. So. They are doing a session on Saturdays. They have done a session on Saturdays the last couple of times. And he's just introducing Peter Drucker book in Arabic, managing the non-profit organisation. And they are doing personal assignments on those books. So he's not talking about generally, he's saying, oh, I can't fucking do anything either.
Oh, right, so he was saying that?
Well, sort of.
This was the doctor?
No, this is Mutas. I think, I don't know who's delivering it, I presume that, yeah, probably the doctor. What's this here?
And the person who's doing it saying that he can't get on the table. Yeah. Well, I think now we know there's an expectation, now they know there's an expectation. I think it might be a lot better that next time around.
Let's do it a bit theatrically. We'll get a leader from each of the groups. We'll stand them out the front and say, here are the 4 topics. Wildly enough for the whole group to hear. You've got 2 minutes to divide these topics into. Then we're going to do 4 stuff.
Yeah, the concept is if you're the leader, you don't have to deliver it. It's your job to make sure it happens. So we should be clear on
Okay guys, that's about your 5 minutes, so if you begin your conversations now. Oh, bloody good there, that was.
Yeah, well, it got better. I was a bit worried at the beginning. After it got to Alpas, I was less worried, because this is collective.
Yeah.
So,
no, I haven't felt like we've tried to sandwich stuff in that just had, it was just, you know.
And it's great, you know, they brought the great connection that Covey actually came up with on McKellen's work based on the 4 circles and the spirituality thing. That, you know, so you would have, you know, you've had to found that, haven't you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Yeah.
What will my challenges be doing? Be in doing this? Doing what exactly?
Well, you're thinking about what is my comfortable area in terms of team styles.
Yeah, this is
okay.
all clear.
Yeah. And then you're thinking, right, in my current settings that I work in real life, would it be valuable to adapt that a bit? Okay. If it is, towards what, and what does that mean I'll have to do more of?
Okay.
What will I have to do less of? Okay. Now, what will my challenges be in doing this? So it might be that you're saying that, well, I'll have to do more setting out a clear idea of where I want the group to go. What are my challenges been doing this? Well, one of the group always jumps on that and runs away with what I'm saying, for instance. You see what I mean? You say, right, well, I'm doing this, but there are going to be challenges doing that. There's going to be particular difficulties, or it might be in myself, you know. What will I have to do more of? Well, I think in the team I'm in, I need to take more of a critic role. I need to be prepared to challenge people's opinions more. What will my challenges be in doing this? Well, I'm surrounded by people who aren't used to me doing that and might well, you know, either push back or
they don't even bother listening to
yeah, it could be, you know. So you're thinking, in reality, what will my challenges be? Otherwise, you'd have done it already, wouldn't you?
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Like what's this?
yeah. So.
people around you see you work and say, well, why are you doing this? You always did that, why are you doing this? As we get older, how big is your team?
يخدم بالصوت فاز جميل
فتقول ممكن انه في احد ناس العالم
يعني اغلب شيء
Yeah, well, that wasn't going to be my first comment, actually. It's dark in Riyadh. It's currently 8:30, and we're finishing a very good day. A very frustrating day initially because somehow they decided that they were starting an hour later than we were starting. So anyway, it's not about this. It's about Nigel Walker's email to me that is talking about 2 events. One of them would appear to be at Brady. I can't at the moment open his voicemail. I can open his email. And it dates sometime in July, I think. I can do it. Can Brady do it on whatever those dates are? So if you follow the email trail, I think it's about 12 people he's talking about from his HSSE organisation. What's that? Down a couple of... Yeah, that's the one. Where did you get July? Sorry. Memory. It's usually, it's usually arrive on the Monday night and depart on the Thursday lunchtime. It has been anyway, hasn't it? We might have some leeway on. Sorry, gotta go. See you later. Okay, so what do we do?
I think we need to kind of just close it down and give them the things, really. So, because they were saying they've got some pre-appointments, some at work things.
Right, okay, well, let's do that.
Your expectation.
Okay, fellas, we understand that external factors mean a number of people have other appointments and need to go, and we'll respect that. So we are intended to work till 25:02. It's now almost past. We can close this down. It's a shame to stop the conversations you're having. I think they were really productive. But let's set you up for what we'd like you to do before the next module. And can I just say now that I've had a really good couple of days now. And in the first 10 minutes of our session yesterday, my heart dropped because I wasn't sure that we'd communicated correctly about what we were hoping that people would do. And you rose to the occasion. I've had a great couple of days. So this is what we'd like to happen. Let's look at the second one first, please. When you get to Breve, I'm going to have more of my colleagues working with us, which will mean that each of you will get the chance for a 20-minute to half-hour personal coaching session involving your feedback, if you wish. It's not compulsory, but you can get that conversation. In order for them and us to prepare for those conversations, we need to know more about you. We need to know about the context that you work in, whether you work in a team with others, how long you've been doing what you do, what your title is, how many reports you have, if you have any, what you were doing over the last couple of years. It's really helpful to have that personal introduction video as well. It's not absolutely essential, but it is important that we get those sort of questions answered about your context. So we're not going in and saying, hi, I don't know anything about you, but let's talk about this, so we know a little bit more. Could either of you just translate that?
Quick question. Did you share with us the questions?
Yeah. You might have to...
Is there all long, or?
You might have to dig backwards, and if you like, I'll reissue the questions.
Okay.
But it's basically a paragraph sent to me, my email, that describes you in your job, in your career, and some of your background. Absolutely it. Yeah.
Excuse me. Are you talking about the videos that is asked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was another way of doing it. But
يا جماعة عشان شفتوا النتائج اللي بعثتكم تحبون مستعدين تجيبون شخص يجلس معك من بين 5 إلى 10 دقائق يتكلم معك عن
You've done one. You're okay, yeah. You've done one as well.
بناء على الشخصية حقتك والنتائج. لكن عشان يسوي هالشيء ما يقدر يسويه وهو ما يعرف أشياء بسيطة عنك. فيفضل انه تصور فيديو، اذا ما تقدر تصور فيديو عادي لو ترسل اجابات تتكلم فيها عن نفسك، الوظيفه اللي انت فيها، وين موضعك، هل انت مثلا قائد ولا منبر في فريق وغيره. الشغله الثانيه والاخيره انه تعطي بريف باك جراوند عنك، سواء انا مثلا اب، اسره، وات ايفر، اي معلومات بحيث انه يصير عندهم خلفية بسيطة عن الشخص اللي بيتقابلونه وياخذون النتائج ويحللونها بعدين يبدون يجلسون معه. أول
seven fellas, seven of you, including yourself, have already done this. Okay, they've already done it. You don't have to do it again. It's just if you haven't done it, if you could please do it.
شباب فيديو 5 دقائق يصورك واحد وانت قاعد تقص قصة حياتك.
ممكن يقولها بالعربي.
ها؟ لا. Should be in English, right?
He's asking if it's possible if I send the video in Arabic.
No, it's fine. It's fine to just answer the questions. The video isn't as fundamental as the questions. It was just a good way of doing it.
ممكن تكتب. So he can send some lines about what he's doing. سواء ترسل عن مثلا اسمك والوظيفة.
أشياء بسيطة.
أي الوظيفة اللي أنت قاعد تسويها. مجموعة علاقات اسم واحد ضروري. وشيء قبيل.
Or get one of your colleagues in the peer development group to interview you on camera.
سلام. أو واحد من ربعك بالجروب يقابلك ويسجل لك. انا مو شو تسوي قاعد يقول تسوي دقيقتين
او ممكن حل ثاني، ممكن واحد جنبك يجلس
نعم
انجليزي يتكلم انجليزي هو يقول بعدين يصير اسهل.
The video is not essential, but it is helpful.
الفيديو مو اساسي لكن مهم. الاهم او عفوا يفضل الاهم is the questions. What's important is 5 questions.
We'll send it out again.
مرة ثانية على الquestions بعدين انتم تردون عليها.
طيب نمبر 1 دكتور، وين نمبر 1 معتز؟ نمبر 1 موضوع علينا يعني؟
لا هذا نفسها نختار.
Okay, hold on. So that's number 2. That's number 2. That's really helpful for us. Now, number 1. Number 1 is not individual. Number 1 is, again, back in groups.
Okay.
Form up your peer development groups so you can have a 30-second conversation really quickly. I'll tell you what it's about. Right, you need to decide now on who out of your peer development group is going to lead the next project, which is creating a presentation. That doesn't mean they have to present anything, but it does mean that they're responsible for a presentation being available on the first day of the next module. That is no longer than 10 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes, and is about a topic that they will choose now. So the 4 people are going to come here and they're going to choose a topic each.
We selected thinking styles, is it good?
So say again.
Thinking styles, like being creative or idealistic, or is it?
It's not one of the things that we're going to ask you for, because we're going to focus the next piece on leadership styles rather than thinking styles. No, I'm going to give you them. I'm going to give you the topics. Yeah. So, guys, can we have a person from each of the groups? Okay, so what we've got is spectrums of decision-making styles. You can do that in Arabic. Action-centered leadership, again, that can be in Arabic. Situational leadership, again, in Arabic. An Arabian perspective on leadership challenges, and that is in English. Okay. Hey, hang on. This is about... Bring it back. Hey, it's not first come, first served. Come back. Come back. You got... That's not a process. That's just a riot. No. You need to think about which you have. Is that... You want that one, but does somebody else want that one?
Yeah, well, happy with this.
You happy? Yeah. You happy? Great. Now, wait a minute. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Come back. Come back. Ian's going to take a photograph of you.
Good. He's smart with his group.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a shark.
So الله يكرمك نضيف
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your energy over the last couple of days. It's been a real pleasure to work with you again. So we'll see you in a month's time, and have a great few weeks.